Okay, continuing on. This is part 2. Click on back to part 1 if somehow you land on this vid first. So this is what the game's main theme seems to be about. This new ancient evil arising from the pits of hell, or the pits of Pitios. Could well be. And fighting, trying to gain dominance over the fire element against Joshua the Phoenix. Now, who wins this fight? How does it go down? I'm gonna say it, man. I think probably Joshua loses. I think he probably loses because it's after this moment that we kind of never see S.H.I.E.L.D. the same again. It looks like, and this could be Joshua dying, maybe Joshua doesn't die, maybe it's just the toll of the war, and again, maybe getting asked to kill deviant kids. And just so you know, this is all bare bones. This is all bare bones. There's going to be so much more. There's going to be so many layers. There's going to be so many twists and turns. You know, I'm just laying out the basics, but maybe that's why at the end we hear S.H.I.E.L.D. say, "I'll kill you no matter the cost, no matter what it takes." I could see S.H.I.E.L.D. aiming that out, whatever that amorphous, deviant thing was that came into the city with the intention to summon Ifrit. I'm just saying, what a beautiful, gorgeous shot that is right there, with the moon and kind of the Alexandra Tower. Oh, absolutely phenomenal. Like, these scenes get really juicy in terms of their color, and that's what I could quickly go on a tangent. I could really see being the even bonus of them not making this game spicier, in terms of, you know, people saying, oh, it looks drab and it's medieval, and, you know, we kind of want everything to look, you know, how we're used to it. Belts, buckles and boobs, adornments everywhere. Like, maybe not, maybe the story is supposed to have this kind of drab existence until this like crazy magical mask gets torn off, this war of the summons and summon tribes, and quickly covering those tribes. We don't know really many names or how many there are. The only information we do have came from Feather-Bowered Lady, who tells us that there is a group called the Dalmex, and they drove back the Crusaders at the Battle of the Twin Realms. Whether these exist anymore, whether these are standing factions now, we don't really know. Other than that, all we really know is about the Imperial Vipers. And if all of these nations are indeed going to war because they're suffering under this blight, no, perhaps that's the problem with the summons, maybe? Like these icons and these like deviants being out in the world, like summoning these things, which is using the power of the crystal, which then makes the blight spread even more. You know, that's exactly what the 14 theme is, and why could it be the case? You know, the more that summons were used, it drained ether, and ether was essentially the building blocks of life in the game, and the more that got sapped and drained, and the worse the outcomes, the more desperate nations got, or in this, I think nations will get. But what we see with S.H.I.E.L.D. is there's these scenes that switch so fluidly 1 minute between young S.H.I.E.L.D. and old S.H.I.E.L.D. that kind of tripped me out. Basically this picture freaked me out here. It has the same flag in the background, and I'm not going to put too much emphasis on this because of course any of this could be subject to change. These environments could be placeholder environments that will switch, so getting too caught up on things like this right now is a bit of an exercise in futility. But it is the same room, and one of them is younger S.H.I.E.L.D., one of them is older. The room looks a bit more destroyed. Maybe S.H.I.E.L.D. fails his duty, he goes into this war, we see him brought really low, we see his morality tested, and the game is about returning to homeland, where the Ifrit deviant took over, and carrying out his sworn duty, which was for Joshua. You know, who knows, maybe he has Joshua trapped, or he has the Phoenix's power trapped, and oh my god, what if that's the case? Phoenix down. Only with the power of Phoenix could he bring Joshua back. Oh, resurrection. Why didn't Cloud use Phoenix down on Aerith? Phoenix is gotta be in that sort of wheelhouse, especially with such a Vermilion Type 0 theme going on. And the theme of that and Ace was about rising from the ashes. And that's what I could really see being with this S.H.I.E.L.D. characters. This is a story about him rising from the ashes, about being brought low, failing his duty, but then coming back, rising from the ashes, and literally maybe saving Joshua through the power of a trapped Phoenix encaged by Ifrit. I don't know, man. I don't know. Some quick random points that I had on this video is, besides the Type 0, the definite strong sense of 4 that exists within it, even tiny hints of 9. Splatterings, tons of 15, and splatterings of 14. Also, people have been pointing out Vagrant Story. I'll show you this. Yeah, like, I've never played Vagrant Story, so I don't know the context of either of these characters, but Joshua has the bowl cut. And the feather boa lady is smoking her pipe. She's older there. So even without knowing what Vagrant Story is, I know the world of Ivalice. And that's what makes me so excited for this, because Ivalice and Type 0 had such a great way of like putting the political motivations at the forefront so that this war feels like real, it feels rich, it feels like you really understand the purpose of why it's happening. War doesn't just start over stupid shit like it can do in games. With Ivalice games, you really see that. Then you've got like this journey of this MC that feels like 15. So the failure, the coming back, maybe the self-sacrifice, the 10 years older, the combat system, the shadow stepping. It's got that sort of Noctis vibe in the Ivalice setting, but then with maybe the moral questioning of Type 0 and how like children are used in war. And then it's just got all like those really cool fantasy medieval sort of bits like FF4. It could have that playfulness, could have that fun. Like, man, FF1 and FF2, and any of your 3, they were real medieval, man. Like, you went to towns and there were people in peasant-y outfits, like real peasant-y outfits. So this feels like a game set within like the oldest OG most roots Final Fantasy, with a 15-esque kind of testing of the protagonist, with an Ivalice kind of war, with a Type 0 kind of brutality, and then with a summon dynamic as amazing as what 14 is. Where there's like these great aspects and these dark aspects, and there's things that need to be stopped, and innocents that get caught in the crossfire of it. All of that, man. If that is the case, those are like the best aspects of those games. Like cherry-picked, beautiful aspects, all merged into one freaking game. That's where I'm on the story, man. If I've probably missed stuff, and if I have, or did you just have different interpretations? No, let me know. Seeing this thing, I try not to let my head go too wild. Like, could this be like some sort of Garuda style flash over? Like, maybe he's young Shield 1 minute, and then like kind of switches over to the old, and probably not the switch. What I could perhaps seeing is maybe we do jump up and down the timeline quite a bit, like maybe we start the game as old Shield and we see the fallout, then we go back to his younger days and his more honorable days, where he really does just look like a classic knight, like an up-and-coming paladin with like hope and duty and honor, and then maybe certain things we have to then switch back to old Shield again, and we could have this perhaps dynamic, and maybe the things that we do as young Shield has an effect on old Shield. Maybe they'll give us like multiple choice kind of options, like maybe we'll have dialogue choices, maybe we'll have to make like big decisions on what happens with like the deviants when we cross them. Like, maybe it gets Fably, and like the kind of things we do as young Shield kind of have like an emotional impact on old Shield, or like how dark he gets, corrupted. Maybe there's like a blight corruption. I don't know, Final Fantasy's never done that much. My head is just wandering. The last thing I will mention, because I don't think I have yet, is quickly who the Shiva might be. So we know Joshua is likely the Phoenix Deviant. I'm quickly wondering if the girl could be this girl. One we see in the scenes a lot. And I'll say this because they've given away Shivas before, especially in FF15. Like, we were able to figure out Gentiana because of like they let a design slip happen in the pinball game. It was like, oh, got ya. They always do like identifiable things to kind of give them away, and maybe because this girl's got the blue eyes, the grey hair, which is of course very unnatural for a young girl. She has the blue beads as well around her neck, and just simply that cross, like, it kind of looks like a bit of a cross, the necklace thing she's got. And I only say that's similar because Shiva has the similar kind of cross. Total speculation, but if like that is the case, that girl is the Shiva and kind of Joshua is the Phoenix, and like when they were together when they were younger, that definitely feels like Final Fantasy 15. Definitely Luna and Noctis, both with tremendous power, meeting briefly when they were young kids, and like maybe Joshua doesn't die and he is older in the game, like when we see old Shield. Maybe the girl's older. Maybe Joshua and the girl will have some sort of, maybe that'll be our ship. I don't know. Seems weird to say because I've only seen them in kid format, obviously. But maybe like a relationship between like Shiva and Phoenix is the kickstart to the story, or maybe it is. Fucking think about it, man. Think about it, man. Who are the typical rivals in Final Fantasy? Shiva and Ifrit. They always have like a big thing going down. And it's not always just necessarily enemies. You know, in 15 they were lovers, but then Shiva had to be the one to put down Ifrit. But what if the young girl is Shiva, Joshua is Phoenix, and Ifrit Deviant comes out like some old villain. He re-summons an ancient evil back into the world. He traps Joshua and or kills him, which both motivates Shield to go after the Ifrit Deviant and regain the power of Phoenix to resurrect his dead master. And that also inspires the girl, the Shiva girl, to also go after Ifrit because they were childhood friends. Maybe they were really close. So we have Shield and Shiva versus Ifrit. Or like Shiva giving her powers to Shield, and like maybe that's why Titan also gives it. You know, that's why Shield has Titan's fist, because Shiva, to be Ifrit, needs to empower this young master, so fights Titan on behalf of Shield during that war, so that Shield can find the Titan Deviant and gain its power. Oh, that's enough speculation. My head's getting lost. It's going awry. There we go, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Feel free to let your imaginations and your speculations run rampant, because this is the fun part of it, man. I'm so glad to be doing another journey into a brand new concept, into a world of unknowns, and discern and pick these things from the story. But there we go, guys. Comment, like, and subscribe. Definitely subscribe. Come with me. Come with me on the 16 journey. Take my hand. Me and you. Let's go. Until the next video. Come out!